Les Mis.
Didn't this just happen?
What?
This I swear by the stars.
I honestly feel like I can't have a fully formed opinion about this production until I see the entire show from a good seat. Because we saw the first act from the real back corner, far back corner of the mezz, and it was one of the worst seats I've ever sat in for a show, and it was horrible.
The cast was fantastic.
Well, yeah. I feel like this production is the production that you put together after a movie comes out and you want to monopolize on that. Which sounds like it's a much harsher negative than I think I mean it to be, because I think the cast was, for the most part, really great. And very talented people up there doing some really wonderful performances. But artistically, it was like a production of Les Mis with some good actors.
I love Les Mis, and I feel like I don't have to see it again for another 20 years.
Me too. Listen, that first act, if I didn't like know Les Mis, I would be like, at that first act finale, I would be like, what a great one-act musical that's already long. Well done. And then I'd be like, wait, what? There's another half? Oh my god! Seriously? This is a long show, and it felt long. The first act, because it was so bad seats. Second act was much better. Much more. I enjoyed the second act much more because we had such better seats because we moved down.
Yeah.
Everyone that didn't move down, what's wrong with you?
If you don't know what's going on, this musical is not going to help you figure out what's happening. Like, if you didn't already come in knowing
the whole story.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's the other reason why I thought this show was about Eponine, because that was the simplest storyline for me to remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, literally especially from the rear mezz, there's the first segment or whatever where he's, like, in prison and getting out of prison. And when you cut to that, like, French town
where he's the mayor.
Where he's like the mayor or whatever.
Yeah.
I was literally like, if I didn't already know that was the same character, I would have no idea that was Jean Valjean. How the hell are you supposed to know that if you're not sitting in the first 3 rows and can actually see his facial features?
Yeah. Alright, so maybe let's just move past the fact that this is another production of Les Mis and talk about the cast.
Listen, the cast was spot on! Most of them.
Yeah. Well, those that weren't quite spot on were playing the characters that are terrible.
Right. Agreed. Yeah.
And so I don't think it was necessarily the actors.
I feel obligated to see the show again from a better seat because I love Caissie Levy, and I didn't feel like I heard her, but I didn't feel like I got to see her. And I had my opera glasses and everything, and
yeah.
God, her voice is sick.
Yeah, she sounded fantastic.
Beautiful. She sounded, oh my God, her voice, she sounded so good. She sounded so good on that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we were sitting front, and in the second act, when she came back as a ghost, I was like, there was so much acting realness happening on her face, especially when her daughter comes in and she's like a ghost being like, there was like, there's some real tear realness happening back there. Well done.
Also very interesting because since she's a ghost and you're the age that you are when you die,
they're like the same
age. Ramin Karimloo.
Yeah. He was great.
He's fantastic. His voice was like crazy.
Oh my God, his voice was like Hugh Jackman. Who the f is that?
I mean, he does kind of have like a Hugh Jackman sound to it. But, well, it might be direction. I don't know. I feel bad saying mean things about Hugh Jackman, which is stupid.
Right.
Because Hugh Jackman doesn't give a shit.
No.
But, I think one thing that I loved is that he sort of turned the usual, like, scream parts into skrelting.
Yeah.
Which I loved.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what it is?
2, 4, 6, 0, 1! But he, like, sang it.
But it was like a skrelt.
Yeah.
It was a true skrelt, which is...
Because at first you're like, oh, he's screaming it, oh, vibrato!
Well Swenson, though.
Will Swenson.
He was fantastic. Oh my god, wait. Will Swenson was amazing, but can I say, there was one moment in this show that totally took my breath away and made me be like, oh my god! And that was his death.
Oh, yeah.
That blew my brains out, and I loved it, and I was so blown away, and I was like, oh, I love it. I was all about that death. No
cool.
spoilers.
Yeah.
You will enjoy it. Loved it. Love him. Will Swenson. Listen, Will Swenson totally rocking out on a lot of those low notes, and I was all about it. I loved it. I was like, Will Swenson, I didn't know you could hit those notes. They're beautiful. All the way down there.
Will Swenson was fantastic. He gets to wear a lot of great hats.
Yeah.
Nikki M. James.
Nikki M. James.
The Bumblebee.
Oh god, Eponyme's she's so sad.
I know.
She's like, it's not like a fun character to watch, because you're just like, girl.
Yeah.
You just kind of want to like jump up on stage and slap her and be
Well, sure.
he sucks, he's horrible, you're so much better than him.
Yeah. It's, if you think about how old she is, though, she's supposed to be like late teens, so we've all like done too much for a person that we were interested in, because we hoped it would be the next thing that we did for them would make them be like, oh my god, you were here the whole time.
Yeah.
And the one thing that she did that made him see that was die. And then he was like, oh, I get it. Okay, if I could heal you with words of love. But he does, I mean, that song to me, A Little Fall of Rain, is the one time when Marius, that and Empty Chairs at Empty Tables, where I feel like Marius gets to be a human character.
There's a lot of bold lighting choices in this production.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't.
There was a lot of, like, bright light shining on you when you died, which was a little too on the nose for me.
I liked it in the barricade scene when it was like boom, 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 light, light, light. I liked that effect in that part. But when Eponine dies and it was like kaboosh!
And it was like this beautiful where he's like, make the flowers. It's like, grow. And then it's like, light!
Yeah, it kind of killed the moment.
Soft, beautiful moment that, like, literally I will be, if that song ever comes on my iPod, I'm, like, immediately sobbing. But Nikki M. James.
I mean, she's legit.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to worry about on that front. She's good. Liked her boy outfit.
Yeah.
I wanted, though, because Caissie was in, I mean, I guess they are wearing the outfits that they wore when they died, because she was in a nightgown in bed. Right. I wanted Nikki M. James to be in a beautiful flowing nightgown, like an angelic nightgown. Just throwing that out there. I think she could have done it.
They could have done, like, an all-white version
of her outfit.
Yeah,
she wasn't even wearing a ghost outfit. She was just wearing, like, her outfit she died in, but it didn't have any blood on it. That was stupid. Kyle Scatliffe. He was fantastic.
He was fantastic.
I liked him a lot.
I mean, Enjolras is like...
What is that?
Enjolras.
How would I pronounce that with an American accent?
Enjolras?
Enjolras.
Gavroche, Gaten Matarazzo.
He was great.
He was great. I mean, Gavroche is really basically the role that everyone always wants to play in Les Mis.
Yeah.
He's the only role worth playing.
It's the best part.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the show.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good evening, light. Good evening,
funny.
dear impress.
He's the death that affects everyone the most. Like, even if you have a stone-ass heart and you're seeing Les Mis and you're like, psh, when Gavroche dies, you will weep. It's devastating. Especially he did a real good limp body.
Yeah.
Oh, when they were holding him and he was like so limp. He did good dead acting. Wait, can we go back to Caissie just really quickly?